There comes a moment in every nation's history where the people have to come together and speak as one. And this week, Kenya just did that with one hashtag.
If you have been online over the last maybe 12 hours, you've probably seen the hashtag We Are All Kikuyus. It is trending globally as Kenyans unite online to reject tribal profiling after the Sabasaba protests.
This wasn't just a meme. This was a message, a thunderous rejection of tribal politics.
I never envisioned such a time when Kenyans are so proud to beat tribalism and just remain as Kenyans.
A warning to President William Ruto. Your time is up. We see you, and we are not afraid anymore. I mean, let us not pretend this was not about Kikuyus. This was not about an X hashtag. This is prophecy that has been fulfilled. A writing on the wall, like in the days of ancient kings, declaring, you have been weighed, you have been measured, and you have been found wanting.
These politicians were trying to push a tribal narrative. They tried. Hey! They tried. And for a micro minute, I thought they will win.
President Ruto has built his empire on division. Tribe against tribe. The rich against the poor. This class against that class. But the empire is crumbling because Kenyans are finally saying, we are not fighting each other anymore. We are fighting you.
Again, the quicker we make peace with the fact that the real us versus them is only Kenyans versus the political class, the faster we move in the right direction.
As I've said before in a video, this is no longer 41 tribes versus one. This is no longer dynasties versus hustlers. This is every Kenyan against one person. That is the president. Because we are now enlightened enough to know that the buck stops with the president. To know that the one person who intentionally continues to make our life a living hell is none other than the president. We can see that it takes the goodwill of the president to stop police brutality. We can see it takes the goodwill of the president to allow protesters to go out on the streets and protest peacefully without having goons infiltrate their protests. So now, we are not fighting each other anymore. We are all fighting the president.
I want to talk about Naivasha because I know those goons were transported in NYS bus. I want to tell President Ruto, this is not a war you can win.
Hashtag We Are All Kikuyus. It did not trend because of influencers, because of PR teams. Instead, it trended because the state tried to scapegoat the Kikuyu community. They blamed them for the growing revolution. And Kenyans responded by saying, nah. We are not going to accept fear. Instead, we are going to unite.
The hashtag is We Are All Kikuyus. A time has never come like this when collectively as a nation on different avenues, we are actually beating up tribalism. We are beating a narrative we are mostly vulnerable with. As you know, I am from the lakeside, and if it's the Kikuyus fighting for an end in extrajudicial killing, we are all Kikuyus. We are all Kikuyus if the Kikuyus are the ones left fighting for a better nation. We are all Kikuyus if the Kikuyu community are the ones fighting for good leadership. And if Kikuyus are Kenyans, then we are all Kikuyus.
Kenyans took onto social media to post, my name is Njoroge, my name is Wamboi, my name is Karaoke.
Now, amid accusations that Kikuyu individuals orchestrated violence during the July Sabasaba protests, thousands of Kenyans, notably influencers, politicians, and activists, took to X posting Kikuyu names, photos, and identity hashtags under We Are All Kikuyus. That's the hashtag there.
Let me start by introducing my name. My name is Ademba Kamau Alans Ochieng.
I am Siombua Ekibue, and I'm a Kikuyu.
My name is Zanda Kamau Gidinji, and yes, I am a Kikuyu.
Hello Kenyans, I am Abdille Kimani Njoroge from Wajir County.
Mimi ni Mkikuyu na ninaitwa Maina.
This was not them pretending, but this was them protesting against the president and his backward allies who tried selling us divisive politics.
They really tried to profile Kikuyus. They tried. Ilikuwa imefika point mpaka una post tu video, unasema ujiweni Mkikuyu. Wakikuyu.
This was a mockery to tribalism. This was exposing propaganda. This was reclaiming a nation.
Serikali inajaribu sana, inataka ionekane asif hii kitu ilikuwa ni Wakikuyu wamehusika, ilikuwa imepangwa na Wakikuyu, ni Wakikuyu wanasukuma.
And this is the most that I have been proud of Kenya. Make no mistake, as Kenyans, as young people, we have done many things in these countries. But this one I'm most proud of, because this one has been a way of dividing Kenyans for the longest time. This has been something that has been holding back our country for ages. Tribalism is that one thorn in our skin as Kenyans that we have to get rid of. And I'm not saying it's gone overnight, but this has been such a positive step towards the right direction.
Lovely scenes. This is what I'm talking about. This is it. This is adapting. This is it. This is how it should be.
And for lack of a better word, that is Ruto's worst nightmare. Because now Kikuyus and Luos are talking. We have an opposition that is full of everybody, not just two tribes. And even our parents, our elders, the people who are ruled with fear and whose minds have been so closed. Right now, they are looking at what the Gen Z are doing and they're saying, I think these guys have a point.
Tribalism, according to William Ruto, is anybody who is not in his praise and worship team. But if you agree to sing a song, you are a nationalist. And in matters, tribalism, look at today at the promotions that were done by the Department of Defense. All the senior positions were given to his tribesmen. And he is in everywhere saying people are tribal. If you look at parastatals in Kenya, there are about 250. 92 of them, the CEOs are from the Kalenjin community. That is tribalism.
Ruto's whole power structure has been built on the idea that Kenyans can't unite. I know someone might hear that statement and be like, no, but Ruto... Listen, he made us feel like the election was a war between the poor and the privileged. So now let me repeat that statement. Ruto's whole power structure is built on the idea that Kenyans can't unite. But now they have united. And his re-election chances, they are gone. They are finished. Because if Luos and Kikuyus vote together in 2027, Ruto won't even make it to the runoff.
He fears a situation where the Kikuyu and the Luo would come together. Because if the Kikuyu and the Luo come together, then it's a done deal. President Ruto would have no chance. So then what does NIS advise William Ruto to do? See to it that especially the Luo community develops a hatred for the Kikuyu community. And that is where this narrative is coming from. It is actually government incubated, government driven, and government supported with the interest of President Ruto and his re-election in 2027.
You see, Ruto is facing one of the biggest dilemmas in his life because he does not know where to go next from here. He has tried to deploy guns. He even thinks of shutting down the internet. He have killed our brothers like Albert Ojwang. But there's one thing that he has not been able to stop, the Kenyan spirit. And this can be attributed to many, many things. Some of them is the fact that as Kenyans, we are educated, we are connected, we are unstoppable. We have a fighting spirit like none other. And most of all, there is the fact that as Kenyans, we have tasted the true fruits of democracy. We know how democracy tastes like, and we are not going to let that be taken away from us. Add the fire of Gen Zs to that, and now it's over.
We are a different generation. Let no one tell you nothing. Let no one tell you nothing. Watatuita wajinga, watatuita wazimu, watatuambia, oh, Gen Z. But we are a different generation.
This generation does not seem to fear tear gas or police or guns. They fear silence instead. They fear ignorance. They are not willing to stop no matter what.
I want to tell President Ruto, this is not a war you can win unless you want to destroy this country. It is about the youth. It's about the young people who you went around promising heaven. And what you are doing now is digging deep so that they go under. It will not happen.
So this is bigger than Kenya. This is no longer just about Ruto. This is also about Africa.
And the struggle in Kenya now is, for me, a delayed revolution. A revolution that should have taken place 60, 50 years ago across the African continent, but it's still coming out today. This is a protest not only against our corporate ruling class, it's a protest against the IMF, a protest against capitalism itself, a protest against Western colonialism, Eastern colonialism. It's just a protest against all the forces of oppression against the African continent.
Kenya is now spearheading a continental revolution where leadership without accountability has to die, where oppression is now being openly exposed, and where the voice of the people has become supreme.
Any powerful movement, any real movement against capitalism, against African ruling class, has to come from the people themselves, has to be led by people, has to be done by the people for themselves. It cannot be done by a military coup.
It's unbelievable to fathom that in this Africa, we have presidents who have stayed in power over 30 years. We have presidents who install their kins, their sons, their brothers, their whoever's as military guys, as Minister of Finance. It is very unfortunate to even think that in this day and age, we still have presidents in Africa who run countries as if it's a family business.
And that's exactly why this Kenyan struggle is the vanguard of the African revolution, because the people in Kenya are coming up with their own taxes, their own movements, their own ways to oppose the government and to fight for something different. And the model, the struggle that they bring forward is something that can be replicated across the African continent. Today, Kenya, next week, Tanzania, next year, Nigeria, who knows? But all I know is this struggle in Kenya is historic.
Man, change is coming. And change may have started in Kenya, but in Sudan, in Congo, in Uganda, they are watching us and they are whispering, if Kenya can do it, so can we.
And in the spirit of that, my Kikuyu name is Mwangi. It's already affecting these government apologists. Our diversity is what makes us.
I've seen this trend, this hoax that we are all Kikuyus. No, we are not all Kikuyus. We can't be a monolith. Diversity is what makes us. I'm Luo, you are Kisi, the other person is Luya, Taita, Coasterians. That is what makes us. We are only all Kikuyus when they've demonstrated and burned down their businesses. No, we are not all Kikuyus. Sorry. Forgive me. Peace.
What are you saying? What are you saying? What is he saying?
So let us give William Ruto a final message. It's unfortunate that it had to be you, but it is you. You will be the last president to ever take advantage of Kenyans. You will serve as a lesson for other dictators in Africa. You are the unfortunate one, but it is not our problem. You are the one who is doing wrong things at the wrong time. This is the new age. This is the age where presidents do according to the will of the people. We are in the age where presidents recognize that they are not there because they are more wealthier than the normal Mwananchi. They're not there because they are superior to the normal Mwananchi. They're there because they are people's servants. They're there because they are the employee of the people. And they are to do that which the people requires of them to do.
Shida ya Kenya si ukabila. Shida ya Kenya si umaskini. Shida ya Kenya ni uongozi. Ni uongozi.
Hashtag we are all Kikuyus is not just a hashtag. It's your final warning, Mr. President. The people have made their choice. We are all Kikuyus. We are all Kenyans. And we are done with you. Subscribe.